Gas prices breaking a record long run with a drop today. A drop in that record, I should say. Ticking up a little bit here. The national average for regular unleaded gas is now at $2.04 a gallon. Now something that lawmakers are pushing in California that could push the cost of driving even higher. They want to scrap the gas tax, replace it with a new tax on every mile you drive. Now, Jessica Ehrlich says we should be doing this nationwide. Lisa Boothe says, well, we will be driving off the cliff if we did. Lisa, you don't like this. Why not?
I don't like it, Neil. And look, California is a state that has experienced a lot of mismanagement, fraud, and abuse. And California also faces some of the highest taxes in the country. So essentially what Governor Jerry Brown wants to do is tax taxpayers more so he can misspend more of their money. And look, if you look at the vehicle mileage tax, it's not the answer. You know, not only do most states not have the technology to implement it, but it's also incredibly costly to implement it. Further,
well, they don't care about that, but they don't care about that. Jessica, here's what I worry about. You guys get creepy, not you specifically. You start tracking where I'm driving, how I'm driving, what if I drive out of state?
Yeah.
Well, you know, then you start getting a little too big brotherish for me, and you creep me out.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't even have a GPS in my car because it's the last thing I want is somehow, you know, there's always that thing who's tracking where you're driving. No one needs to know. Yeah. Well, because what they're looking at is interesting. I mean, we are facing a shortfall in terms of state budgets, which we know on many different levels, but particularly when it comes to infrastructure for roads, bridges, highways. So they're looking at different ways. What we have is not working. How can they continue to do this? I'm not for having tolls on all the roads. I don't think that's a good idea either. But what they're looking at, particularly in the state of Washington, is 4 different ways where you would, maybe have to pay either, you could choose a flat rate that you pay that is a one-size-fits-all. You pay a flat rate at the beginning of the year to use all roads. You could do one where you have, say, an app on your smartphone. You could just report, as many people do already. They go in to get their emissions checked in their cars, and you report your odometer.
Could spend less money. There is that option. You know, the only thing
they could go and do a different.
Well, go ahead. Finish the thought.
Well, I was just going to say, you know, the government contracting issue between who actually works on our roads is a different issue if you want to look at how we can save money and not have to be constantly doing repairs. But we have to have infrastructure to support our economy.
We are an interstate economy. We're spending $100 billion a year on infrastructure. We're spending $100 billion a year on it.
And if you look at the Highway Trust Fund, biggest problem is it's been incredibly mismanaged. And what I think that California needs to do and what the federal government needs to do is look at other sources of revenue as well. If you look at California specifically, the EIA estimates that California's Monterey Shale estimates that it contains about 15 billion barrels of oil. And if you want to look at a state that's doing energy development right, look no further than North Dakota. In the past 11 years,
bottom line, ladies, bottom line, it's getting more confusing. I understand the push of this, but the irony is that we were looking for fuel-efficient vehicles. We got them, and now all of a sudden you're going to be charged by the mile for the privilege. We'll see where it goes. Ladies, thank you very much.
Thank you, Neil.